All right, here we go. So last time, well, not
DM's
last
just going,
time.
these fuckers. Plan for the shit.
Last time, oh, the session before last, at the end of the session before last, Gokor had turned into an abomination, which, when split with slashing implements, split into more slimes, which spat out skeletons.
Yeah, I
Uh,
did just kind of keep hitting it, but
yeah,
then
yeah.
I was like, maybe I should do something else.
Yeah. It was fine. You guys were fine afterwards. You killed the abomination, and then after the match, since Master Lyris was acting a little weird, you wanted to talk to him. However, Waan said he was busy, but he did invite you guys to dinner, so that was going to be in the evening. Before dinner, you guys had some of you had went to catch some Z's. um Elle had knocked on the door and let you guys know that you were invited to brunch the following day because you guys wanted to talk to Noah, and they'll all be there. But I believe the invitation to brunch was accepted.
It was.
Um After that, Aoife was, resting up after having a pretty drained day defeating the person who kind of destroyed the monastery. And Bear Friend popped out, made sure, she was okay, and then discovered that Bear Friend could now talk. Of course, Bear Friend was not able to provide any more answers to what she was. Maybe she doesn't even know what she is. Um, Afterwards, Melanie, during this time, which Melanie had went up to check on Aoife, to check on how she was doing after the death of Gokor. Rain had taken a piece of the slime that was once Gokor, performed a few experiments, and one of the disturbing qualities that she learned was the slime had the ability to extract moisture from organic tissue. Possibly one of the reasons Gokor aged so quickly. Who knows? More experiments will be done later. Tilda and Zaitari had some quality time with their relics, and got a couple more cool abilities with them. Maybe they'll help in the fight. Who knows? Uh, the group did go to Master Lyris's, had dinner, swiped some snake alcohol, drank some snake scorpion alcohol because that's a thing in Thailand, and this is what I base it off of. And the group
What?
did.
I thought it was Florida.
And the group did learn that Lyris did come from another plane of existence, which was destroyed by the Old Ones, which why he was still concerned about Gokor. But since technically Master Lyris had to keep his word, he couldn't really do anything about Gokor during the tournament. Hence why he relied more on you guys to take care of him. And if you not you guys, then the following team, hopefully. Um, they were the old ones that currently inhabit your plane of existence are the ones that destroyed his. One of the reasons, which was pointed out, was the divine beings from Lyris's realm attempted to outright destroy the old ones, which was a bad idea because of the magical backlash that comes with destroying them. Which was very interesting when he discovered on your plane of existence, some of them currently disabled, temporarily disabled. Afterwards, it was mentioned that Alexandria might want to speak to, Lyris, since he has knowledge about the old ones, and Lyris said he'll send out Morley to go try to get in contact with her in the meantime, because he'd be interested in speaking with her as well. Before dinner ended, the group did outright ask Lyris if Aoife's wish could be done for the monastery, and Lyris did answer that it was well within his power to grant that particular wish if you guys won. And yeah, that we're still in the evening. You have brunch early afternoon, late morning ish the next day. Um, is there anything you guys would like to do? Before brunch.
I'm good till we have to talk with the other group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we pregame our brunch? Should definitely. That sounds like a good idea, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. We definitely want to show up
I'm going to have
drunk
a
to
French
the to the peace talks with Noah.
Okay.
Try some more of the scorpion shit. Oh no, it's not.
We'll just bring it to brunch with us. Say
Okay.
it's a local delicacy.
All right.
It is.
It technically is.
Yeah. True.
Where's the lie though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I should say omit that, we sort of stole it, sort of got it from our host. So,
Okay. So around, I guess the invitation would have been for like 11 o'clock. Maybe 10:30 ish. So you guys, head over towards the villa which the Exalted are staying at. As you wind the roads of this late morning day, can everybody give me a perception check, please?
because I'm so good at those.
My sheet's taking a second to open.
No,
One second.
that's okay.
Same.
You said perception?
Yes, perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
Everybody. Yeah, everybody can notice that. Everybody notices.
Ugh.
Everybody notices that things seem pretty routine. It seems like it's whatever calendar system this plane is operating on. It seems like your typical weekday. I'm gonna say Rain and Aoife. Aoife, you notice pretty much the same individuals outside working, as you saw the past few days, like the exact same ones. Rain, if you could take a snapshot of the day-to-day movements of these individuals, you will notice that they're almost exactly the same.
A little unnerving.
Just a tad, just a tad.
And these people, do they appear to be like various races, genders, things like that?
Yeah. Men, women of all different ages,
NBs.
and NBs, of course. Children of all different ages.
Children, huh?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a few kids.
Do they seem to be working, or are they like they seem to be, ragamuffins?
They're ragamuffins. There's actually one group of kids that is working next to what looks like a caregiver of theirs. Could be your mom, could be an aunt, and they are playing a game which involves marbles in a circle. That simple game of trying to knock one marble out of the circle.
Marbles.
Marbles. Glass balls. That's it.
Seems like they settled into quite a routine. Something weird about it. I kind of remark generally to the group. I don't. It's odd to me, but This whole place is odd. Let's be honest. You know.
It's very odd.
I've been kind of operating under the assumption that this whole thing is just like a really elaborate play that we just happen to be in, you know? I think Lyris is manufactured sort of like a theme park, you know?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm thinking that
I
this might
saw-
be of
These are audio
Lyris's.
animatronics.
Like an elaborate creation of Lyris's.
I look down to see if they're on tracks.
I think it's like that play that we saw. What was it called? The Truman Show.
I think I heard the DM shut the door as they left the house.
But I mean, considering the powers that Lyris possesses, the wish he can grant, I wouldn't be surprised if this might possibly be a recreation of what his home plane was like.
A program delusion, maybe. Oh,
But a little bit more tangible than that, I think.
yes, something much more powerful, as you said.
We could ask Lyris about it, but honestly,
It seems
it's
like
not
picking at a
really.
wound. That
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
need to
not
be
really
opened.
any harm. So.
Tilda,
like,
what
I
are
don't
you
intend
trying?
on ever coming back here, so.
Tilda, what are you trying to arcane?
I'm just trying to arcane whether this is some sort of programmed maybe not illusion, but
There
something
is
similar.
Yeah, there is a. I think it's a transmutation spell where you like weave shadow from the shadow plane to create things. I think it's called creation. It's a very high level spell.
Well, I rolled a 33 in my arcana, so
Yeah.
do I know?
I mean, given.
Can I?
What would you like to do? What?
I was just like, just given what Tilda knows of magic, can she sort of go like, oh, it's probably like this spell, but bigger?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible with the creation. You know of the clone spell as well.
Mhm.
You know of the one the one that begins with an S that you make.
Mularcum.
Yes, that one. You know that one as well. So
Right.
it could be possible, especially given because you could deduce that Lyris may have made this plane to his to certain specifications. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that these people are just merely creations of his.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Tilda's just musing on that while these guys keep talking about it.
Okay.
Just kind of keeping their thoughts to herself, though.
You eventually head to a villa, flanked by palm trees with still green coconuts at the top of them. There are a couple papaya trees. The papayas have not ripened around the vicinity as of yet. And looks like there is like one tree near the back that has a really, really large spiky fruit. Larger than probably like 2 volleyballs put together. Kind of like hanging in the back. When you get to the gate, can everybody roll perception checks for me, please?
We already did that.
Well, you're at
I
the
want to use my 19.
I said I got a 31, and I got a 31 DM.
No! God damn it.
Zaitari, you tripped and ate shit, and that's...
Rain, you are... Everybody else, starts walking, towards the gate. Rain, like, almost perfect almost not quite as perfect. Behind a giant banana leaf, you just catch what you think is the edge of a cloak.
It's our rogue friend.
And
Can
you-
I throw a dagger and miss him?
Cloak
Yeah.
snake.
Sure, go ahead.
As a rogue, he will understand that this is merely friendly fire, unless I actually hit him. So
Okay.
it comes back to me, actually.
Yeah, you clip the edge of the large banana leaf, and you hear a quiet shit. And then you see a head poke out and like wave at you. And
I
the
mean, it was
others, like,
very good. I kind of tipped my imaginary hat, you know?
I could have done better, especially since you saw me. But then again,
Rogue.
he's
That's good.
gonna
Rogue.
Sorry.
he's
This is
gonna
good.
Because that's really what it was. I mean, that is 100% accurate.
he's gonna hop off the top of like the pillar that is right next to the iron gate. It's like, well, I know that Ishala just was cooking and the others were cooking up a storm. Something about cooking biscuits. He kind of like Grim said, kind of like furrow his brow. Anyways, let's go inside. And he opens the gate for you guys and like, gestures for you guys to step inside.
Oh, by the way, I'm wearing all my fucking gear.
Yeah.
I'm not coming into this place naked.
When you get to the stairs leading up to the entryway, there is the scent of baked goods still hanging in the air. Some of them being of a, when you smell like sugar and vanilla, that's like the whiff you get. As well as something like more buttery being baked, that probably was lingering around the same time. And there's definitely still the sounds of cooking still coming from the kitchen. And as you walk up, there is Ishala, and she's already, setting the table. You just see in the back where the kitchen area is Grim and Letin, like rushing back and forth in the kitchen area. And Elle kind of just comes up the rear and just says, "They're here!" And you see Shayla looks at Elle and says, "Hey, can you go get Noah?" And you see Elle kind of like hesitate and be like, "Fine." And you see him like head up the stairs. And Shayla says, "Hi. I'm very happy you're here. Can I get anybody anything to drink? Bloody Mary, mimosa, breakfast beer."
I'm pulling out for my bag of holding, and I'm just gonna like, with a pretty loud thud on the table, the snake whiskey.
Oh, delightful.
A
Is
gift
it-
from Lyris. I'll
It might
slide
be
it
a little
over.
early for that, my dear.
I'll take some tea if you got tea.
Oh, yes, of course. White, green, black, herbal?
Surprise me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
just don't waste your liquor on me.
All right, I'll go get some glasses. You see her, rush to the back, coming back, balancing a tray of tea, in a pot. It smells faintly of just like a jasmine tea, Aoife. And she brings out some glasses. Also, a couple of assortments of alcohols to make prepare anything else besides the whiskey if you choose to partake. Trailing behind her is Grim, who is carrying a huge platter of biscuits and some gravy. And behind
About to ask, are these biscuits, American biscuits, or are they
yes, they are American
British biscuits? And then you said gravy, and I was like, never mind.
There are Latins coming in with some scones, some bacon and eggs. There is also, if there are no meat eaters, looks like there is a frittata made with like tomato and green pepper and mushroom, and she begins setting that on the table, and kind of motioning you guys to sit down as the food is placed on the tablecloth.
I'm gonna say over the brooch, try to see if you can see Grimm's holy symbol. I'm curious what god he worships, so we can try to suss out maybe what kind of cleric we'll be dealing with. So I'd like to make a perception check, but have everybody help me.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I'm not good at it.
That's perfectly fine. This will be an assist, so I mean, do you want them to roll individually, or would you like to?
Oh,
get the advantage?
individually.
Okay.
Individually, please.
Okay.
Even though, as I'm proceeding, I'm going to go full Southern. I'm going to get some biscuits and gravy, some bacon, and some gravy to dip the bacon in.
Oh.
Aoife's just grabbing the whole frittata, not cutting a slice, just the whole thing.
Oh.
Zaitari will be grabbing biscuits and gravy, and if it's available, some eggs with hot sauce on top, because that's my favorite breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a couple bottles of hot sauce. There's a green variety and there's a red variety.
I love green hot sauce, but I always go for red when I do this breakfast. So Zaitari will be going for red.
Okay.
Scone and a few strips of bacon for Tilda.
Okay.
And also she'll pour herself some of the tea that they brought out.
It's a very like floral jasmine. Yeah, it's definitely a green tea after you pour it out. And you see after they set the table, Grimm starts, getting some biscuits and gravy as well. Ishala gets a scone and some eggs, and Latin actually she doesn't take much. She just takes a scone and pours herself some tea as well. Elle comes trotting down the staircase, kind of like furrows his brow, seeing food's already out, and starts grabbing a huge portion for himself of a little bit of everything. And Elle says, "No, we'll be down in a second. He has to get his armor on." Kind of rolls his eyes.
Zaitari kind of laughs and looks over at Melanie.
I tap my fingernail on my armor and I'm like, I understand.
And while
It goes faster when you have someone to help you.
and when everybody roll, actually, since you said it, Rain, roll a perception check when you say that. Actually, no, insight.
Also, did we find
did
out
all...
the
Yeah.
All right, who's fucking?
It's very clear. There is an anvil symbol around his around Grimm's neck. It's
Lorden.
Okay. I figured, but I didn't want to assume, so probably a forge cleric.
Possibly knowledge.
Possibly. There's a lot of things that could be, but when Grimm was fighting, was he up close and personal or more hang back?
He was up close and personal. He was
okay.
From what you've seen of Grimm, when people try to hit him, he is extremely hard to hit.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like he wears
also
heavy armor.
Meta knowledge. The DM
Forge
is
or
playing a
light.
forge cleric in our other game.
That's true.
All right, now for the insight check.
There's like a flicker of something behind Ishalia's eyes,
They fucking.
Ooh.
but you don't know what it is. It's just like there for a split second. and
There's
then gone.
something, but it's not 100%. It's like, are they
No.
fucking?
It's
Did they want to be
pure-
fucking? Were they fucking?
It's pure pity
Yeah.
because she knows Noah can never get someone because he's an incel.
So out of
Um,
curiosity, who all is wearing armor and or holding like stuff, like, you know, have their knives and stuff on them, and who is just chilling in their pajamas? Like, what is the vibe here?
Okay.
Zaitari always has her breastplate on, but it's not like you can ever tell because, you know, she has Mask of Many Faces.
Well, I was mostly thinking about the people we're visiting too, because
Gotcha.
I'm curious what their vibe is.
Okay.
Also-
Obviously, Noah's upstairs getting his stuff on, but
And Ishalia is the bard?
Yes.
Okay.
Ishalia looks like she's like pretty casual. Not wearing her armor. It doesn't look like she's wearing armor at all. It just looks like plain commoner's clothes.
okay.
L is definitely has his armor on, possibly a couple daggers. If he has any, you haven't seen them. Latin, the wizard, is pretty in loose robes as well, and Grim is not wearing his armor. He has like, you know how you have to wear certain clothing underneath your armor, the padded
Mhm.
Yeah.
variety. He's wearing that, but he's not wearing his heavy armor right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Eventually, Noah does, like, 5 minutes later, Noah does come down the stairs. It's very easy to hear when he does come down the stairs.
Clank,
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 clank.
clank, clank.
And tries not to bring too much attention to himself, and like kind of seats himself next to
Impossible.
yeah, that's true. Next to Grim and Elle, who are, and you already see like Elle has like 2 scones in his mouth, and like already taking like a swig of the alcohol you brought after he gets most of the scones down.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get Elle's attention and like mouth and halfling. Do you want to swap chairs?
He
I like that you're mouthing it and in halfling. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't use my tongue of the sun and moon that often. Got to get some mileage out of one of the coolest abilities.
you see there
like
like
I say, I mouth in French. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Excuse me?
I just go for omelette de fromage.
Yeah.
He like there's like a like his face lights up a little bit, and there's this like shit eating grin that crosses his face, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been wanting to I need to talk to Rain about something."
It's so subtle.
I pick up my frittata. I pick up my cup of tea, and I'll swap with them.
All right, and you
Big as the frittata, by the way. Jared.
it is your regular 9-inch like pie.
It's like a pie.
It's a pie, pretty much. At
Teenagers.
At this point, Letton's like, "Oh, that must be. Hold on a minute." And you see, she hops away, and she comes back, and there's a lot of carbs already at this table. Apparently, she made like a like, you know, like it's slightly sweetened like French toast like casserole as well.
Mhm.
And just brings that to the table. Kind of like double takes when she sees Elle and Aoife switch spots, kind of like sighs to herself. And-
I just say to no, hi Nick when I say it.
He doesn't really respond. He just begins to get some coffee from the tray. Get some
To be
biscuit.
fair, he doesn't know that Aoife's talking to him because she used the wrong name.
Yeah.
Just gets a scone and then some bacon.
I'm be like super obviously watching him, like elbow on the table, head resting on my hand, just looking at him
Okay.
right beside him.
Yep. He kind of glances at you momentarily before going back to eat his food.
I wish I had written something on my eyelids like that girl in Indiana Jones at the beginning of the movie.
Make an insight check, Aoife.
Sure. 29.
You get the feeling he's dealt with this type of behavior from before, from a particular somebody you just traded seats with.
Yeah. I'm just taller. That's the only difference.
Rain, Elle sits where Aoife was sitting, waves at you. Hey there! So, where did you get the little spinny thing that you threw at me earlier?
I start to go into a little bit. I didn't tell of its usefulness, and in the battle when we came back to the one city, I got like hit 5 people at once, just spinning around, and kind of talking shop,
Yeah, and he starts like talking shop with you, like dagger balance. Asks you if you're proficient in alchemy.
I'm like, of course, I gotta. All these people are throwing around magic and other bullshit. You gotta find a way to supplement,
And he straight up asks you, with Grim right there, have you found anything that's potent with dwarves? Can't seem to find anything. I have a hard time with them. And you see Grim kind of just like take a biscuit and just casually just puts it in his mouth, like chews a few times, staring directly at Elle, just like, you son of a bitch.
I haven't found anything for sure yet, but you think you and I've actually found a little bit better if you go to something soft, less harsh, and they seem to have less resistance to it. I'm just, feel free to make that true or not at your
Yep.
discretion.
Yep. But yeah, you guys are you guys are digging in. Ishala is, making casual conversation with whoever she can. Yeah, the two that are most talkative are Elle and Ishala. Latin does speak when spoken to. She has no problems with that. Grim is a little bit on the quieter side, but he seems more observant than anything. You're not sure what's going on with Noah. He's just been like kind of eating and keeping to himself this whole time, even with Aoife
of
next
course.
to him.
Just randomly ask him questions with like no segue into it. Like, so you work out a lot? What's your favorite protein shake?
I'd like to ask. Yeah.
8
Sorry.
minutes of silence and then just. So how many reps do you do?
Elle says to you, Aoife, you should ask him what color underwear he's wearing.
I don't care about his underwear. I do care if he wears deodorant.
I have a question for all of you. As we've seen from our matches, and this is just, we can make a decision here now. This force cage spell, such a bummer. It's just a timeout box. What do you say we, as a group here, agree no force cage on our match? What makes it more interesting?
Latin, uses a handkerchief and dabs the corner of her mouth after, consuming her blueberry scone, and says, I think that would actually be a lovely idea. I had already come up with several backup plans in case you were to employ the force cage. However, if we do have a, gentle person's agreement, this would open up the possibility for a more exciting tournament.
Play. It keeps everything moving, keeps everything more interesting.
I think it would be a better use of our abilities.
We want to
It
be
is a
people
bit of
to
a
show.
bummer.
I will not cast Force Gauge.
I was like, I won't either. I'll just cast Dagger.
It's really the best.
It's really.
Rain
it
is
really
an expert on casting dagger.
And I think, most. It looks like everybody looks like their group is in agreement with this rule. Even Noah at this point nods.
Hey,
I'd like to make
Noah,
an insight check.
I don't know if I've seen all of the matches that you guys have been in.
Sorry. Tilly, you can make an insight check. Where are you insight checking?
I'm insight checking on whether they're all telling the truth about. Damn it. About not using Force Cage.
Let's see. L looks like he's in agreement for sure.
Well, yes, obviously.
So does Grim. He's nodding truthfully. Latin, she seems like she's, on board, and so does Ishala, and so does Noah. But what if they're
Okay.
faking?
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
We hunt them down and gut them like fish.
Goodness.
Sorry. Melanie, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was addressing Noah. I was saying, I don't know if I've watched all of you guys' matches. I've seen a few. I know I personally have gotten stuck in the timeout box for a while, and it's boring after a while. I mean, you just kind of have to just wait so long. Have you been in the timeout box yet?
Noah at this point finishes the bite of bacon he had been chewing, and he says, I have. However, Latin was able to get me out.
Ah, that's handy.
Yeah.
Do you stretch before you work out?
You see L, like, after you ask that question, Aoife, has both his palms on his chin, his elbows on the table, just kind of like swinging his legs underneath the table, kind of like a kid. It's like, Does he? I wonder. Do you? We never work out together, Noah. He doesn't. He does not answer your question.
Now
He hasn't answered any of them.
I have a quick question, just because I, as a player, don't remember, and I know that Mel would remember. Have we seen them cast old magic? This team?
This team, no.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I wanted to double check.
Also, I was wondering if during our conversations, like before we start getting into it, I could have talked to Latin a bit and tried to suss out what her expertise is.
I think I had mentioned this before. I think Tilda was looking at her as well. War Wizard.
Okay. War Wizard. Okay. All right.
But,
and
yep.
I'm guessing that Ishala is like either Valor or Swords Bard like me.
No, actually.
Oh.
You've probably, you're a bard, so you'd know this. You've seen her use cutting words.
Oh, okay.
So
all right,
lore.
she's that. Yeah. She
Um,
just has a fancy sword.
but yeah. Noah does say, like, yeah, he's been in the timeout box before, pretty much. Yeah, at this point, there's like a little lull in conversation. And Ishala says, "Was there anything else? Any other rules that you'd like want to implement, or is the force cage pretty much the only one? Other than no intentional deaths, no killing, of course."
Yeah,
So,
I realize that
yes,
it's
no intentional killing.
I realize that it's a higher damage kind of spell, but no disintegrate because it can kind of just make you go poof. So
Latin says, "Agreed. I tried not to. I do not hit opponents with disintegrate in this tournament. I was merely using it for the forest cage."
That makes a lot of sense. I personally just want to make sure no one, dies. I mean, our previous match, we definitely murdered some people, completely killed them forever. But I really think that was an okay thing. I mean, you saw the weird thing that came out of that dude. That's a good permanent death. Let's be honest.
Grib says, that was pretty. I agree with that completely. So you won't see any complaints from me. But Ishalia says, "I think we should move on to the main reason all of you are here." And her eyes settle on you, Melanie, and then go back to Noah. It seems that we do have a disagreement between. Well, you have a disagreement. In Noah's direction with Sir Melanie, with this whole relic issue, I would say. And we've all spoken to you about this. And you see Noah nod, and you see Ishala look over at you, Melanie. So, how would we want to go about talking about this?
I have a proposal. So I believe from conversations that we've had that one of the things that you're trying to do is deal with some issues in Robur and what's that country above it?
Dorenethil.
Dorenethil. I've been to Robur, haven't been to Dorenethil, but haven't heard good things. Robur is basically a shithole. Slavery is bullshit, and
excuse
the
me.
whole it's
No, it's okay.
it's a shithole.
I was about to say.
No, Zaitari. It's a desert full of slavery. It's a shithole. So, I all for some sort of change in leadership, or maybe some restorations or fixings. And I would much prefer to work together than trying to fight each other for power. I would like to point out that that weird goo creature that crawled out of Gokor's asshole after we murdered him, and well, no, he murdered himself, tore out his own heart, weirdo. Anyway, we're fighting things like that on just that's the thing that we're doing. We've been working on trying to get rid of old gods who are trying to murder like literally all of existence. So sort of need my sword. It's really important. I'm not going to give it to you, but I think that we could work together. And also, you guys have obviously shown great skill. You would be amazing allies in our fight against the old gods. We could work together and become a significantly better team than we are when we're fighting each other. So, that is my proposal.
Ishalia looks at the both of you and says, "I actually think that was a very, good proposal." Kind of looks at the rest of the team before going back to Noah. I mean, Noah,
Very diplomatic,
very,
indeed.
very diplomatic. I mean, Noah, you know how we all feel about this business with Robert. And you know how uneasy it makes us going after Sir Melanie about this issue. Now we know it. We know you're with Bane currently, and not really the best advisor when it comes to this whole conquest thing.
Was he a conquest paladin?
Roll a religion check.
Can I assist on that?
Yeah,
Because I was actually going to ask the same
Yeah,
question.
you guys probably have watched a few. You definitely have watched a few of his matches.
We're consulting over the brooch.
Ugh.
I don't know what the fuck he is. Someone I'm gonna have to kill if he gets out of line. That's all.
Ugh. I am rolling like shit today.
So Tilda,
get it
this
all-
ain't- this
get
is-
it all
this
out
is-
of the
this
way
is
now.
good bacon, huh, Tilda? This is,
I mean, look, my religion check is much better than yours, Rain. At least,
it's still a natural.
yeah, but it's over 10.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I roll low on my insight check.
You're not sure.
We could take a guess.
Yeah, you probably should take a guess. It is true, says Noah, that the old ones are gonna be an issue.
If nothing else, doesn't it at least make sense to kick that problem down if you're gonna have to fight with us to kick it down the line?
Lyris, by the way, has some. What should I say? A past that has to do with the old ones, and he recognized the thing that came out of Gokor. The he had a word for it. Abomination, I believe. Might have been something else, but
Avatar.
Avatar. Thank you, Tilda. Thank you. So it's definitely. I think that things are getting worse when it comes to the old ones, and allies are better than enemies.
Yes, his home plane was devastated by the old ones.
I suppose, Noah says, for now, at least, the old one situation has to be rectified before anything else were to take place back home.
Oh, are you from Robert?
I am.
Sorry if I, offended you with this shithole comment, but it is.
No, I
Kind of
was a former slave.
Yeah, he participated in the gladiator tournaments.
Then you know exactly how shitty it is. I'm sorry to hear that you went through that.
The system can use a large reorganization, so to speak. If we were to help all of you, would you perhaps be willing to help some of us?
Suppose it depends on what the help is that you need.
But generally speaking, within reason, yes.
Tilda nods.
All right. Should we put a few cards on the table, Ishala? You see Ishala nod, take some of the tea, put some whiskey in it, takes
Oh.
a long drop.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Noah and I are fucking.
We're gonna
We
have
didn't
a
need
baby.
to know that.
I don't know how we. Well, I do know how we can help with that, but I don't think it's the time.
Ishalia says, "What So you say so all of you have never been to the Elven lands before. Not in Lyre, Dorenithil.
We've been to a portion of the Elven lands for a brief period.
In that brief period, did you see how
Oh yes, very bad. Very, very bad.
my people weren't always like
Not
this.
really a laughing matter, Zaitari.
And it is quite an understatement when I say it's quite upsetting to see what they've become. I would like to eventually change that. However,
Is it for the first time Eva's like looked away from Noah and is like lasered in on this conversation now?
However, I'm not sure how I should go about this.
Political assassinations.
Or perhaps political connections.
Public executions.
But before we get into executions or assassinations or political connections, Ishala knows an argument is about to start when she sees one. Allow me to lay out a little bit of information for you. Information that we are privy to that you may not know about.
Absolutely.
What do you know about the team known as the Guardians? The ones that we defeated.
They're the ones that we've worked with before, right?
2 of them,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We're acquaintances with a few members on their team. We talked to them before your match.
I know that Sam's not afraid of fire, and that's about it.
Well, what if I were to tell you, and what would you know about the the landmass known as Inculta, the southern landmass that is south of all the continents?
Let's find it on the map, and then we'll tell you.
Well, you see, I have no proficiency in history, so probably diddly squat.
If I remember correctly, I don't know anything about Inculta itself, but we do know that, and DM, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's currently under some dark, swirly shenanigans from one of the old gods.
I thought that was the Broken Isles.
Lanx is currently possible weird mystery shit's going on there.
Gotcha. Okay. I couldn't remember where it was.
Yeah,
or
for all of you, this would be common knowledge. There is no known way to currently get to Inculta. It is constantly surrounded by very violent storms. As far as you know, nothing's ever been written about it. Or if they have been written about, it's been lost through time.
Can I make a history check or something to see if there's anything Tilda might have picked up from her father's political connections or anything like that?
Of course.
Or gossip heard at a party or something?
Yeah. Pretty much like that area is like a Bermuda Triangle type of deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody goes there. Nobody's like.
Well, things go in, they don't come out.
Exactly.
So there's no like the common knowledge history. The entire time this has been going on, you haven't been able to get there. So it's been like thousands of years since anyone's been there.
If anybody's ever been there.
Yeah. How do we know that it's there then?
People can see it. They can see the landmass. They just can't get to it.
Okay.
And how it's depicted on the map is just is unsure if that's what it actually looks like. Could be a bunch of broken landmasses for all they know.
Okay.
Ishala says,
all right.
Yeah. What if I told you they're from there?
you're from Incolta.
No,
No,
the Guardians
the
are.
Guardians.
I wouldn't necessarily be surprised, considering I've never met anybody like them in all of my travels.
Are they okay? This is Ro talking. Are they particularly odd? These Guardians?
A little bit. First of all, most of the time that you've heard San like speak to the envoy he was with was in a different language you've all never heard of before.
Okay, sure.
Binta is a darker skinned elf, but her complexion is darker than even the wood elves. She could like it's possible she is still a wood elf.
With a tan.
Yeah, with a tan. The fighter within their group, you're not exactly sure what style he uses. He's clear. He looks like a paladin of sorts, but none of the archetypes you know of. And they have.
They also have weird tattoo magic.
Yeah, and they have used magic that is unfamiliar to all of you.
So, curiosity, how did you find this out?
She takes another sip of tea and kind of like glances at the others. You see Latin kind of like nod very slowly. I'm not exactly from around here myself.
And this is which one saying this?
Ishala.
Okay.
Well, here, you know, is a not exactly the correct term.
None of us are from here, darling.
No.
This plane was made by...
What I mean is...
When?
When, exactly.
Ah. Well, that's quite interesting.
This is not some... this is something we've encountered before.
I still come from a time where I remember, my family remembers, when my people, a third of our people were destroyed by those from Incolta. And it was because of that the Iron Curtain fell on our region. And we slowly began to distrust strangers. And
Wasn't that a really, really long time ago?
You're from Algor.
I'm not from Algor. I am from Dorinithil. But I'm from a different time. One that still remembers the Green War.
DM, if I remember correctly, that's like thousands of years ago, right? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Do elves live that long in this?
Not thousands of years.
How long is an average elven lifespan?
I think it's about 500 in D&D.
Okay.
The typical average lifespan for an high elf. That's listed in the player's handbook.
I want to say then that's like, if you're lucky, like really, really lucky, I think you can get up to 1,000, but that's like really hard.
Yeah, that's like if a human lives to, 110. It's like,
yeah.
It's possible, but...
Yeah.
You may have noticed my behavior towards Binta in particular during our match. I think I was a little more aggressive than usual.
A little bit, yes.
You were, yes.
So,
was she specifically some sort of
No, it was her people. It was her people. It was Switch's people. It was all their ancestors. They all are from that region.
Convenient for you.
How did you get displaced in time? Or is this something that you did purposely?
I didn't do this purposely. I've had my own run-ins with old ones before.
Mm.
The destruction of a minor one ripped this time and space around us. I've been here for many years, so I haven't exactly found a way back if I could get back. Which is fine at this point.
Do you want to?
At this point, no. I feel like I can do a little more, I can do more good here. Even if I was to go back and to try to prevent what has happened from then till now, I don't think I would make too much of a difference. However, I think I can now.
What do you plan on doing?
Well, with some luck and maybe with some help. And at this point, she looks at Aoife and looks at Tilda. I think with a combination of both tactics employed, I could possibly be the next ruler. And at this point, there is a small smile on her lips. You see, it just so happens that the current lineage of the royal family that currently rules Dorinethil was mine before I left. And through some means, they came to power. And lo and behold, my descendant is king.
Yours specifically?
My house.
Ah.
There are a couple ways I can make this happen, but those plans are still in motion.
I'm sure having Corellan's relic will be a help.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to help you become a ruler. I don't believe in leadership by bloodline. I don't think that's a legitimate way to rule a country or govern its people. So I'm not going to help you continue that. But if you want to root out the corruption, like the temple and shit, I'll help with that. But instilling you as a leader, you're going to have to get someone else.
One thing to think about, Aoife, is that while ruling by bloodline is not the best concept, it is easier to instate.
Oh, really, Sir Melanie?
I'm not a ruler, dear.
You are?
I'm not like a king or a queen.
You are the lady of Rose. I can never remember what the fuck.
Rosewater.
Our keep is called. Rosewater Keep.
Right, but it's not based on my lineage. It's based on things I
But
did.
it is. It will be.
Ishala says, we're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves.
I'm just letting you know. I'll help you root out corruption, but I'm not helping with. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, I was going to say sometimes using the current power structure to instate somebody better is useful.
But it never works.
Good.
It's a nice, but it doesn't.
But
it does sometimes.
Yeah, real body to me.
Anyhow, before this goes any further, it doesn't matter whether I get your help on that front. The individuals from Inculta, that's as Ketchup meows in the background.
Food.
Does somebody have a cat?
Uh,
Elle's like, no, sorry, that was me.
What if I told you that the nation of Inculta was quite a few leagues ahead of us, technologically wise?
Are you telling me
I'd
they're
believe anything.
Wakanda?
Shut up! I came up with this world goddamn fucking like 10 years ago.
They've got guns.
I mean, we have guns.
We have
But-
guns.
But they got like semi-automatic rifles. They got Uzis.
Wouldn't
I mean, honestly, I'd believe anything. So
wouldn't it be lovely if we had access to such technological advances? If the world was able to get such advances?
No.
I mean, I guess it depends on if they're willing to trade.
It would be.
And if these technological advances would be accessible to everybody and not just some.
Yes, that. See, we can agree on something.
Yeah, commodifying accessibility doesn't accomplish anything.
Hold on, I'm trying to get the cat on the lap. Okay, fine.
Meow.
No lap.
Just keep meowing for no reason.
Just yell.
No
That
help, only complain.
that was my goal. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
I mean, if this is what you want help with, I don't see any reason that I couldn't help out.
Eventually. There are still a couple spanners that need to be arranged.
And the old ones are a little bit more pressing, as has been stated. But beyond that, I don't see why not.
But for now, I suppose working together is best. Catch up, stop moving the mic.
But a toy.
At this point, Elle's like, "Are we done talking? We've all made nice, right?"
Think so.
Yeah, I look over to Noah. I think so, yes.
And you see Noah agreeing. Okay, great, says L. So, since we're talking about like Ode One business, once this tournament's over, how should we? Do you know how we should proceed? We should proceed.
Well, Lyris and one of our benefactors, Alexandria, I think need to have a little chat. She's, as far as I know, probably our plains resident Old One expert. So it'd be helpful for them to confer. But I believe there's some strange shadowy shenanigans happening around Lanks. That's probably where that's going to take us next. Nothing could have been nothing for us to do at the time. Alexandria was looking into it, but it seems that there's something going on there.
I can get in, Elle says I can get into with my contacts and see if there's anything fishy going on.
I think that would be helpful, yes.
All right. Sounds good. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, I was planning on trying to spy on the Guardian. Elle says I was trying to was gonna try to get some intel on the Guardians earlier. You know, go around go snooping in their villa now that they're knocked out of the tournament. I and I've already told Ishala this. They've already skedaddled.
Well, we know some of the people who are on that team. There's no reason we couldn't set up a meeting for a talk.
Yeah. Sand pointed me to a great rope dart maker.
And we're I'm gonna look to Rain, familiar with Switch.
Yeah, I don't think Binta's gonna want to talk to Ishala anymore.
Oh, you never know.
I don't know. She gave her a pretty bloody nose during that fight.
Well, Noah did come and, threaten us at our keep, and here we are talking. So.
Yep.
But you guys are staying at a keep in wherever you guys are from, Leona, I assume, since it's kind of in the title.
Yes.
All right.
Noah's been there.
Okay. On our side, we're currently staying we're staying in my home and his home. Our home, I guess. A couple miles away from Nortec in Ironfast.
Okay, we're familiar.
So we'll give you the address for the Iron Keep. And
we have teleportation capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a circle, it makes things a lot easier. But
Latin says my circle is currently being in the process of being built. So once that's completed, I'll let you know how to get there.
Very good. The other thing we could do is maybe exchange tokens to help us teleport if anybody knows how to do that. Kind of bypass the teleportation circle.
Latin says I can work on that once we get back home.
Okay. I think we can as well. We do have a teleportation circle, but you'd have to come look at it. So.
I'm often in the air. Well, I'm often in Vox, says Latin, so I can just hop over to Vilido at some point and make my way there.
Yeah, we're only a couple hours from the city.
That sounds like a good idea then.
We got some great attractions, like a tower full of talking cats that do magic.
Yes, we.
The tower might have moved by the time that you would come here, though. It does fly.
That's true. It might have moved.
You have a tower full of talking cats?
Well, it's not our tower. He came to visit. He basically is the guardian of a bunch of awakened Tressums who've had a lot of babies.
I see. I currently have
Tressums without wings.
So cats.
Talking cats. Yes.
Well, that's very strange. I guess we all have our interesting pets. I currently have a tank of moray eels. However, they only speak Draconic.
I cannot make this clear enough. You are not allowed to bring them to the keep.
I wasn't planning on doing so.
It's
like some sort of travel aquarium when you're going on trips.
There's a no visiting animals rule now.
Not true.
Yes, we have a member of the keep who is a bit animal obsessed.
Of course. Then I will not bring the eels to your keep. That I was going to anyhow.
We just have to make sure of these things now.
Of course.
I will say,
safety measure.
I will say, if you kidnap my adopted daughter and take her to the Shadowfell and try to turn her into a shark, I will murder all of you. I don't want to mess with that again. That was a long arduous thing, and I don't want to have to do it again.
This is
So-
in fact something that we have dealt with.
Yeah, I was
so-
about to say, we're all like kind of looking at the table like, yeah, no, that was bad.
You see Grim nod. I don't think anybody here would want to go to the Shadowfell. It doesn't sound like a very pleasant place.
It's not.
It sucks.
It's not.
Yeah, it's awful.
No, we've been a couple times now. It's not the best.
I would say I would choose Roberta over the Shadowfell. That's even though it is
Burr
just
has at least lovely beaches.
Roberta is so hot. So goddamn hot.
It would
Oh
be
my
less
God.
hot if you wore less armor.
Yes, you keep going out in the armor, Melanie, and passing out from heat
Noah.
exhaustion.
Noah, talk to them. You understand, don't you? Grim, you understand? What
uh,
are we gonna do? Go around naked without any armor?
Grim
I mean,
eats
yeah, it's not hard.
eats a biscuit and says, "Why don't you just cast like resist elements on you?"
Or why don't you get good and not need armor anymore? Like,
One, I'm already good. I could take you. Two,
Ooh.
I never really thought about resist elements. I guess I just kind of got really hot and almost passed out and didn't really think much of it.
yeah, you did, and I had to carry you to safety.
I
I'm
mean,
5'2" and 16 years old.
you
Noah says,
carry a
"So
lot
are
of people.
So you're saying if I had challenged you in the desert, and there's
Oh,
like
yeah,
kind of
no.
like a
Challenging
half
a
grin on
corpse.
his face.
You would have challenged a corpse. You would have been like already desiccated in her armor on the ground.
Oh
Beef
yeah,
jerky.
it's not good.
We weren't trying at the time. We weren't worried.
In
we
my
weren't-
defense, we weren't planning on fighting, and I wore my armor anyway, and it was just so damn hot. And then there was the cat who had a harem.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
To be fair to Baxi, but
Oh, you know what? I also had a thing. Noah, you know how you were like, oh, I've got celestial heritage? I wanted to let you know, I found out that my father is a celestial porcupine. So, we both have celestial heritage. And so, just, to let you know.
Any luck if you are
celestial
related?
porcupine.
Oh, Lynn, you're really the best sometimes.
Any luck you two are related and just separated at birth?
Oh,
No,
maybe.
The family disagreement?
my lineage descends from Cord.
Mine descends from... Oh, shit. I remember this. You know...
Bane.
I can't remember.
Oh, Bane!
Isn't it Bane?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
we're-
It is Bane.
We're probably, second, third, fourth, 10th generation cousins at some point.
That's cool. Family, what a novel concept.
I mean, just don't have any kids, and I guess we're gonna be okay.
You two should take have a portrait done of
Oh,
you
wait,
together.
wasn't
for
it
holiday cards.
Was it Acta the Blood Drinker?
God, I don't remember. I don't
I have
know.
this in my notes as an
I'm the
ancestor, and I'm pretty
worst.
sure it's not me. I'm pretty sure it's Melanie. Acta the Blood Drinker is an ancestor.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The blood drinker.
Yeah, it was very heavy metal.
It was.
But I do think it was also Bane.
Yeah, I think
It,
No,
it
no,
was.
they're-
It was
yeah,
like...
it was. They were like descendants of Bane, but it's like it's like twice removed.
Yeah,
Kind
it's a
of
while down
something
the
like
road.
But yes, Melanie does have the blood of Bane.
Yay! Oh, I guess we should switch relics. I don't want your shield. I'm not a Bane fan. It's not. No, thank you.
I don't care for the lightning and thunder. Anyways, that's not my style.
Well,
Too
look
flashy.
at
Why did you
that.
want it?
Because it gives him an upper hand in
well,
battling for the throne.
And
Right.
the more relics you have, the less good you actually have to be in a fight.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, wow.
Aw.
Snaps.
I
snaps.
imagine everybody
Roll
at the
initiative.
table at this point kind of like gives like Aoife the side eye. No, Noah explains if he had the relic of Cord, that would make his vibe for the combined throne stronger.
Yeah.
And he could probably take all 3 of the warlords at once.
Oh yeah.
He
Good.
explained. Yeah, he continues to explain the warlords. They are also descendants of Cord as well.
Oh.
So if he had Cord's weapon, that would give him a pretty strong standing. And he could probably beat them up. Not that he couldn't, anyways.
Yeah, it's mostly like you need to have this kind of ancestral celestial blood in order to, rule the desert slave nation. So.
But Ishala says, but yeah, that's my deal. Overthrow the royalty eventually, take it over, kick all the idiots out slowly. Eventually. But yeah, old ones gotta take care of that first, of course. Now I can't get that Bane out of my head. Thanks. So, you guys continue to make small talk, eat scones. Your fight is in
At
about
some point, we play the finger knife game.
Oh
the
yeah,
stab
you
game.
you and Elle are just like school everybody else. It's like no contest. Why don't you go ahead for me,
Oh,
Rain,
God.
and roll like I guess this would probably
Is that
be-
like an attack or a sleight of hand?
no,
I
like a
imagine?
history check.
Oh, never mind. I thought we were gonna see who got stabbed himself
Who
first.
got stabbed?
Yeah,
better?
that's what I was expecting.
History, you said?
Yeah,
history or what?
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
you
sense.
guys have no idea what each other type of rogue is. You're just, you're very good at the knife game. You're very good at hiding, and you're possibly good at stealing things, both of you.
So you're both rogues.
So you're
Gotcha.
both rogues.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen him do any magic, right? So we can roll out Arcane Trickster.
Yeah, you haven't seen it
Most
do anything.
likely.
No magic as far as you've seen.
Unless he's really keeping it under the hat, which doesn't seem his style.
Yeah.
But can't roll it out.
A prankster. So if he like was really a prankster and also had magic,
Yeah, I feel like he would have
That's fair.
broken it out, especially because can't they like steal spells from people? And, like,
at a certain level, yeah.
so I
Dang.
feel like we probably would have seen him break out a spell or two at this point if he'd been a arcane trickster.
Yeah. Like going invisible something,
But yeah, you guys eat, make casual conversation, finish off the alcohol eventually.
I would like to discuss with Grim the fact that we used to know a cleric of Moradin.
Mhm.
That's right, Moradin. Way back in the day, and she was on a quest to find some holy alcohol of some kind.
That doesn't.
Like
Damn, that was a long time ago.
The secret recipe for Moradin's ale or something.
That Grim says that wouldn't surprise me. Moradin is the god of many crafts, and
You don't happen to know a Talga.
no, unfortunately, I
No?
do not. I typically stick with the smithing side of the craft.
Fair enough.
Forge cleric.
Forge cleric. Yep. I think Talga was a forge cleric too, like way back in the day, wasn't she?
I think Forge Cleric
Forge,
wasn't
it wasn't.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, Forge wouldn't have been out yet.
That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
That was,
I know,
that was
but
right
I thought
before I joined.
Before
yeah,
cans.
that's true.
I think she was
Okay. Maybe a
I wanna
light cleric.
I want to say a
Or-
light cleric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going towards light or life cleric too.
Okay. I just,
Yeah.
this is small chat.
Yeah, this is
small
just small
talk
chit
for.
chat. And yeah, he's
Mhm, yeah.
interested like learning about like who a fellow order members possibly.
Yep, she helped us save a bunch of children from some birds with arms, big birds with arms,
Buff boys.
buff birds with big buff birds.
Yeah. Yeah, and they'll regale you
Um,
with some stories of their own.
And then she was away.
Yeah. It's always Grim doesn't mention. It's always sad when team members leave. We've had a few rotations ourselves.
Yes, it is sad, isn't it? I
Mhm.
mean, you get close to someone, and then they leave,
Mm.
and it's like, well, I guess this wasn't as important to you as it was to me. Well,
Sometimes things happen.
Yeah. Grim will say they once had a lizard folk druid individual that named Blade that had to part ways with them a long time ago. Partially because every time they started going into like larger towns, he wasn't exactly welcome, and he just felt like an outcast most of the time. It was really sad. But yeah, you guys make chit chat, exchange stories, finish off all the brunch foods and alcohol. By the time like 5 o'clock rolls around,
Jesus.
yeah,
PM? Oh my god, we're
Yeah.
really just chilling over here.
yeah, it's relaxing. Some of them break out a few. Elle breaks out some substances. If anybody wishes to partake.
Aoife will be the designated driver for everyone because it literally won't work on her.
Oh, I kicked his ass in cards. Fucking kicked his ass.
Yeah, you kicked his ass in cards. There's no way. There's fucking no way. Because
No,
he did not crit. So
I just want to hang close to Noah. I'm gonna stop asking him a bunch of questions. I'm just gonna be near him.
okay. Yeah, he doesn't mind you being near him.
I like how cards is charisma based.
It's a lot of bluffing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So
Yeah.
much bluffing. Noah's tends to stick close by to Grim, actually. Well, he doesn't talk much, but he will interject every once in a while about if it has to do with armor or fighting. And he does, if you do ask any questions about his workout routine, Aoife, he will answer a few questions.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
how he
curious.
goes through on like a good day if they're not traveling, how he goes through about 8,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
This is like same.
Yeah.
I burn calories like crazy.
8,000 calories, a dozen eggs in the morning if he can get them.
Oh, good god.
Do you have to wear extra arch support? Because I sure do.
Yes.
Is he roughly the size of a barge?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, no. See, here's the thing.
5 dozen, I know.
Yeah, he doesn't eat 4 dozen eggs every morning to help him get large, or nor does he eat 5 dozen eggs, and now he's roughly the size of a barge.
Nice.
No. Why?
I don't know what's happening right
he's
now.
he's anyways.
It's just making jock small talk.
Yeah.
Like comparing macros.
Yeah, and you're comparing notes at this point.
Two very different training styles.
Oh, for sure. You're
Very
definitely more on the
different
cardio side.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, eventually, like, everything winds down, and
Oh, I was muted.
Oh.
Can I ask Shelia, just kind of while everybody else is doing things, and I kind of just get a second to
Mhm.
just talk to her. probably indulging in the substances that what was it? L broke out.
Yep.
Yeah. Any thoughts on sharing what you want to wish for now, or have you still not figured that out?
Well, we were bouncing around a few ideas. But if it was possible, I was going to reveal the existence of Unculten if I had the choice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting one.
But I'm thinking it's not a very good idea at the moment with the old ones hanging over our heads. With the existence of a new nation, possibly a more technologically advanced one, possibly, well, not possibly, but the reason for my people's near genocide, I don't think it would go over well, and more people would be focused on trying to get there than trying to do other things.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, so we're still thinking about it. How about yourselves?
We Lyris, and to make sure that it was within his powers to do so, but we're going to restore the monastery and the lives that were taken by Gokor.
No, I don't think so. It's kind of browsing.
Yeah.
JK, you're not
Oh.
muted.
Your cause is more noble than my initial one, but I'm pretty sure we'll think of something. Maybe Grim can think of something, or Latin.
I think according to the rules, you take like a week to decide after win, so we have some time at least.
Yeah. I know for Grim, he's wanting to take down the patriarchy and Iron Fast, honestly. He doesn't like how that system runs.
I love him even more.
It seems like we have a lot of people who want to see a lot of change in this world.
It's not. Long story short, I think his mother. The only reason she's not a from what Grim tells me, she's a good rule. She would have been a good regional ruler, but she can't because patriarchy.
Oh no, woman. Yes.
Oh no's woman.
Yeah.
But we'll figure that out. We're currently trying to help him with that issue too. But there'll hopefully be a good fight when we meet up.
Yeah, it's just a couple days now.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll see.
Don't worry. We're a few of us. Me and Grim are packing revivifies just in case. We don't want
same.
anybody to die. But yeah, you guys chit chat for a while until it becomes around like 5-ish when like the alcohol is like burnt out, like all gone, and the illicit substances are all set, and the food's been cleared. Yeah, and you say Grim's like, I need to go take a break from all this. It was all very nice meeting all of you.
Same.
You as well.
This was a very lovely day.
Yes.
Evening.
Yes. Oh wow.
It started out this day, so.
Yes, many days do start out as day. Zaitari.
All right. Well, eventually you guys are, start heading out the door. Everybody who hadn't retired early, Latin and Ishala and El, they wave as you walk out. And you guys are free to do whatever you want. You've got like 2 days before the fight. Is there anything you'd like to do to prepare?
I do want to say Since I asked you, DM, you said that it was 4 days
Okay,
till
4
the
days.
fight.
So 3 days.
Okay. It's very important
It's
for
very
my
important
spells.
to their preparation.
So you guys could figure out what you would want to pack for that day. And I probably know you guys are going for a hero's feast as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm gonna grease up before we go in.
Mm-hmm.
I should do that too. I do have an oil.
Especially since we know that Noah has something that has like chains and shit on it. So
Oh yeah, that's right. He did use that to lock somebody down.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to pause the recording. I'll let you guys prepare what you need for that. Everybody is ready to get started. I will
Yes.
bring everybody to their current starting arena map.
Wait.
What?
Heroes Feast.
Heroes Feast. You guys Heroes Feast.
Heroes Feast, first of all.
Yep.
Yes, that. Give me a second. I will press the button in just a moment.
Yep.
I'm gonna pop out my arms before the fight too.
14 temporary hit points or hit point maximum
Nice.
Nice.
addition. I actually wanted Tilda to go talk to Aoife.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Ignore the tavern.
Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. Okay.
Back in the
I
triple
just jumped the
digits.
gun a bit.
It's a tavern with a dunk tank, but we'll get to that later.
Oh. So I think the night of the same night with the brunch and stuff like that, Tilda will go to Aoife's door and knock on it. Aoife, it's Tilda. May I come in?
Yeah,
Please.
it's open.
I will open it. I assume Bear Friend is there. I will give a nod to Bear Friend. And then close the door behind me. I wanted to say I'm sorry for over shit, I've just like the word has just fallen out of my brain. Overreacting to your bear friend. And I also wanted to say that I am in agreement with you about not wanting to make Ishala a queen.
Okay. I mean, apology accepted for first thing, and cool for second thing.
It's maybe not for the same reasons, but to that point, it is an agreement of something, and that is a start. What is your... May I ask, what is your problem with the nobility? What... I know you think that it's not a good way to govern,
I don't think it is.
right?
No,
And that is a difference in opinion, but It feels personal whenever you say things like that. Things that you want to demolish all nobility and such things. It does feel personal.
So, my issue with nobility is I think it's a lot of bullshit that because somebody happens to get born into a certain family, they get access to education, clothes that fit, fresh food, fresh water, and medical care because they got lucky when 50 times as many people are born unlucky and don't have access to all things. And I don't think that there's a whole lot of logic in one bloodline holding on to all those resources because somebody generations ago managed to accomplish something. When there are a lot of people who could be accomplishing stuff, even though they weren't given those resources. I'm an example of that.
Tilda nods, like, she's really trying to listen. I think that's, even without an insight check, you could tell that. Like, she's trying to put aside her own stuff and listen, and says, "You're right, it's not fair. But life isn't fair."
I know life isn't fair. That's kind of the reason why I'm trying to do the things I'm trying to do and change the things I'm trying to change. Because it's not fair right now, but we can make it a little bit more fair in the future. And it needs more than just charitable donations. It needs real, conscionable action, which nobody's really taking. I know you and Theo have started that some stuff you're trying to do, it's still not. Because no matter what you change, there's still a whole world where bloodlines and luck determine who gets a good life. Even here, this like made up plane that's probably all fake, there are still kids on the street without shoes and without a home. They're kids. And every society should be taking care of their children, their sick, and their elderly. And right now, no society is. And that pisses me off. So that's my issue. Because orphanages are more than just a place for homeless kids to, they're a place for education and medical care.
Thank you for explaining. Good night.
Good night.
And Tilda will leave. And she goes back to her room,
Okay.
sits down on the bed, and sort of like removes the shards of dawn from her person and holds them in her palm
Mm-hmm.
and says, "There's nothing I can do to make her like me, to get along with her. We are fundamentally different, aren't we?"
You are. However, I think she knows you're trying to see her point of view. You two may never become the best of friends. But
No, I've lost hope of becoming best friends with anyone in this group.
I'm sorry. I don't think
Thank-
there's anything I could say.
No, there's not. And there's nothing I can say to any of them. I think it's difficult to say out loud, but I think that's it is what it is. It's not fair. And there's not much I can do to change it. That I haven't already tried and failed at.
Do you view yourself as a failure?
No. A failure at perhaps being common, but not a failure overall. Do you know about the dreams that I've been having?
Yes.
Do you think now's a good time to tell them all, or should I wait until after? Should I even tell them? Is this something that I'm supposed to do alone? Or will anyone even will any of them even want to help?
Honestly, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
That would be too easy.
Of course it would be. You have to tell them when you think it's right. Or more when you think you're ready. If you tell them at all. I know you've been having dreams, but I'm not exactly privy to what kind of dreams you've been having. It's not like I reside in your head.
No. Well, that's why I asked. You said you. Sorry. Erathis has been visiting me. She said something about Pelor being stuck somewhere, needing help.
Interesting. I wonder what that could mean. I'm not sure. I feel the threads from Pelor when they materialize on this plane. But I don't know much else.
I'm just now realizing she was telling me about Inculta. Oh.
It certainly sounds like that.
And by just now realizing, I'm going back in my notes and I'm like, oh, fuck. Um. Huh.
Unfortunately, I
think,
don't know much about Inculta myself. That was way before my time.
No, but that is something I'm going to have to tell them about. The others. About, soon.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Especially if we're going to be working with these, other folk.
mm-hmm. Why don't you want to play Tishiele on power? From everything I've heard, the current rule is not exactly the best one.
No, certainly not. My concern is that she is very revenge driven and not driven towards people. Not necessarily. She will do what she thinks is right for people, for her people. And that may be enough for a time. Eventually, though, perhaps there will be a time when refugees from Inculta appear in her court. And I worry that if they were to ask for aid or, as I said, refuge within her lands, she would not allow them such. People who had nothing to do with what their ancestors did to her people. I understand that it's difficult to forgive.
That is a valid concern. She was not specific about how far back she came from.
No. And she was willing to. She had a particular grudge that she was willing to enact upon the other team when she faced them. Again, these were people that did nothing to her personally. It was their ancestors, and she does not know them. Perhaps they want to make up for what they did.
Well, that's a question to ask them, I suppose, since we know two of them.
Yes. And that will be a question that perhaps needs to be posed or something along those lines. But these are my concerns about Ishala. I am. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't believe she would make a good queen. I am perfectly willing to root out the corruption within the Elven lands. Attempt to perhaps set up some laws that would make things better. Or take down some laws that are currently in place that are unjust. But I do not believe that putting her in power, that specific seat of power, would be a good choice.
Fair enough. Well, when you decide to tell your comrades about what you've been seeing, I just want you to know that I'll be here.
Of course you will, darling.
But more, I'll be here to talk if you need to.
Of course you will, darling. I'm aware. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, Shards of Dawn.
Good night, Tilda.
And I will put it on like my bedside table and get ready for bed, go to sleep, etc.
Okay.
Now we can skip ahead.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything before rolling initiative?
I do. I do, actually.
Okay.
So in the middle of the fucking night, we're talking like 3 a.m.
All right.
Mel is going to knock on Tilda's door.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
There's a knock.
Okay. Do I hear it?
Um.
My passive perception is exceptional.
Yeah.
And I'm a mother now,
Yeah,
so
yeah, you hear it. Like every little thing, like your mom senses, or just like every little thing is like, oh, baby needs something.
Yeah. Who is it?
It's Mel. I just need a second, just a second, and then I'll let you go back to sleep. I know you like sleeping, and I don't mean to wake you. I can't sleep because and she comes in and she's pacing. She's wearing pajamas instead of her armor, and she's like pacing across your room, like she's not standing still and looking at you. She's like, it's just driving me crazy, and here's the thing. I've been trying to think about how to tell you this, and it's just I'm just gonna say it. When all that thing happened and there was explosions and people died and we were upset about the children dying and you were upset that we weren't upset about other people dying, and here's the thing. I don't hate nobles. I have trouble thinking of myself as a noble because I was a bastard, and I've worked very hard for what I have, and to be honest, if Shattuck doesn't want to be a knight, or I don't think she deserves to be a knight, I'll find somebody else to name as my heir. I'm not going to pass it on just for blood. Obviously, Shattuck doesn't have my blood. She's a Triton baby. Anyway, that's not the thing. That's not the point. The whole point of this whole thing was, and she's just like running her fingers through her hair. She's like, God, this is it's hard to think about. It drives me. I get so anxious. The reason that I was so upset when I heard about all those children dying is that when Shattuck was taken and we couldn't contact her, I lost hope. I thought she was dead. And the whole time we were doing that quest, I thought I was avenging her death. And I was tearing myself up thinking that I had adopted this child just to end up having her a short, sad life because of who I was. And I mourned, and it was a very bad time for me mentally. And obviously, after all that happened, it was fine. But while we were going through all this, I was, I was thinking I had lost somebody, a child. And then news about people losing children was so close to home. And I didn't want you to think I was a heartless asshole. I am an asshole, and I don't have the biggest heart, but I'm not a huge heartless asshole. Anyway, I'm sorry to wake you up. I know that you've been on edge with everybody. It's been, Aoife can stir things up, and sometimes I'm an asshole, and anyway, I just, wanted to say that, and I'll let you sleep now, and go, so.
Wait.
Okay.
I think this whole time Tilda's been like sitting on her bed, or like just kind of squinting at you, trying to make sense of what is happening.
Yes.
Like it's
Just
3 in the morning.
deciphering this like mile a minute.
Uh-huh. And she just kind of like pats the foot of her bed in a like sit down, and if Melanie doesn't take the hint, she
She'll
will
sit
say,
down. She'll sit.
sit. Every time Aoife says something about dismantling monarchy, dismantling nobility, it feels like a threat upon my family. My mother, my father, my husband, me, my daughter, my sister.
I understand.
And it's frustrating because you all are certainly not common anymore. You live in excellent housing. You have fresh water and fresh food. Shattuck will have a very pampered life certainly in comparison to the life she was having before.
Oh God, yes.
And certainly also in comparison to many other children.
I know that. I do. Sometimes I have a hard time wrapping my head around it.
I'm not saying you didn't work hard to get what you have earned. And I'm not saying that should you one day decide that Shattuck doesn't want or should she decide that she doesn't want to be a knight, or that you don't think she would do well to inherit.
Probably going to be a zookeeper.
Then, by all means, it's your title to either give back to Theodoric and I, or so that we could name another knight, or to pick someone else as your heir. I was frustrated because it felt to me like no one cared about any of the other victims of this.
I cared about all the victims. It was, like I said,
I understand the children, and I'm not saying I wasn't upset about the children who died either. It's to me it feels like hypocrisy when one of you all says something about how nobles are uh, somehow less than worth noticing. And I'm not saying that. I understand you all had very different upbringings than I did. And trust me, I have not always been the biggest fan of the nobility as a structure. That's why I ran away from home when I was when I was desperate to avoid a marriage my father thought best. Um I just want you all to realize that those could be you. Those people could have been you.
Yes.
Could have been me or people like my family.
I know
And
that.
somebody else in the world could be saying, oh, well, they're not important. Those people, those deaths are non-consequential because they are not children. And that... I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. It's very late,
It is. It's late.
darling.
I couldn't sleep, and I just, things have been uncomfortable, and I just wanted to tell you something, and I'll go, and it was nice talking to you. Maybe the thing that we should think about is just communicating more. Aoife,
I
just,
try, darling.
Aoife's not with Aoife, but with the rest of us. I mean, Aoife's 16. She's young and idealistic and very pig-headed. But she's 16. I mean, we were all
I know.
assholes at 16, or idiots, or both, and the rest of us, we
She
try.
has some good points. She
Yeah.
has some good points.
But okay, well, we can't overhaul government or personal relationships overnight. I will let you sleep. Good night. I'm going to bed. I won't wake
Good
you up
night.
again. Good night.
Get some sleep. You need it.
Yes, I might get punched tomorrow. Mellow head out.
Darling, close the door behind you.
Oh, yep.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
And
You know, my
now...
perception is very high. Where the hell did you go?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking to Tilda. She didn't cast a magic missile on me, so that was a good thing.
That makes one of us.
Mm.
Go back to sleep.
All right.
And that
I really, like, ugh, I wish I had a significant other so I could say when he gets back in bed, my perception's very high. Where were you?
So we're just rewinding a little bit. After Tilda talks to you, Aoife,
Oh god.
Bear Friend is kind of just like sitting, well, kind of like curled up, almost like a cat. If a bear could curl up like a cat on the rug, at your where your bed is kind of just like looks at you after Tilda goes out the door and like kind of just cocks her head and says, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm good. As a step forward.
She tries, I think.
Yeah, no, I can tell she's trying.
So no bite.
No biting yet.
Oh.
If she makes another underhanded passive-aggressive comment about how I'm going to get back on my desire to wish to save, the literal children I grew up with, bite many time on her shoes, not her.
Shoes.
Yes.
Shoes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give you the signal. And I'll go back to reading whatever book I'm reading.
What signal?
I'll look at you. And I'll narrow my eyes a little bit and kind of like this, and I'll my eye, and then point to her eyes with the same 2 fingers. And I'll do that, and then I'll go, shoes. And then you can go to town.
Okay. She'll curl back up.
Yeah, and I'll go back to reading my book.
What if no shoes?
There's always shoes.
Okay.
She has a lot of them.
Okay. Then she curls back up. Doesn't say anything else.
I realize a second later this bear has no idea what a shoe is. And I'm like, I'll deal with that later. We're gonna have to do a common 101 class at some point.
These are shoes. They can't come off feet.
These are pants. Pants. Trousers.
Anybody else?
I'm good.
Okay.
No.
Alright.
Mallory's just like,
Yeah,
can we just
yeah,
get
can we
to
just end, please? All right.
I'm just tired. I'm sorry.
It's all right. All right. I need somebody to roll a D2 for me.
D2?
A D2. Anybody?
coin
Just
flip.
first person. Okay, okay. Zaitari.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
Zaitari.
sorry.
It's
I was.
confirmed.
It already hit
It's
enter. I'm sorry.
confirmed.
You guys will be starting from this end of the. Hold on. I'm on the GM layer. You will be starting on this end where this door is.
Cool.
Catch up. Get off my keyboard. They will be
What
coming
is-
through this door.
What is this?
It looks
It's
like
a dunk tank.
it looks like a dunk tank. It looks in actuality it looks like a small like pool. These are open areas where you can like kind of like an indoor place if you want to dunk. It's an illuminary like tank. It's not a dunk pool.
It's just like a fixture.
There's 2 Zaitaris.
Yeah, it's because you're gonna have to delete the other one. I don't see it. Because my internet decided to.
Oh, that's fine.
Actually, just delete both of them.
Okay, I'll delete both of them, and then I'm going to put.
What if she deletes the one that you can see? And then
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
she
oh,
did.
shit,
That's
somebody's
why I-
huge.
No, he's
Yeah.
not huge.
Why
Yeah.
is he so big?
Sorry.
No, she
It's
did
like Melanie
delete the one that
size.
I could see, so I wanted to actually just see it again. But yeah.
No
okay.
Got her.
yawning. The night is young.
You gotta roll the fate dice again, right? Or divination. Fate dice.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, before I roll my initiative. Ooh, look at that 20.
Ooh,
I'll just roll my
that's-
initiative.
Everyone sees this 20 like mine. Tilda's like, nope.
I mean, that's a guaranteed way to get Ishala down quickly.
Ooh, guaranteed crit.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
have to make sure I do this right.
16d6.
I'm actually gonna
Oh,
put
that'd be
myself
good.
like here.
Yeah, I want to be. We're teaming up, so I'm gonna be over here closer to you.
Uh,
right?
Before we had went in, I cast see invisibility on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I lubed up with the potion, the oil of Sabrina's.
Okay.
My
Yeah,
arms-
lubed up as well. We just big old circle lube.
Ew.
That's what I was going for.
Just like a sprinkler. Just like.
Yeah.
Okay, we need that.
Finally, a decent initiative. Like
7
it's been like 4
increase.
sessions.
Yeah, it's been a drought with good initiative rolls. It's a 6. I wish I. Do I have anything that lets me reroll skill checks? I've got like 800.
Should have
things
asked
I
for the
can do.
15.
I should have. That would put me right at 21 with rain. I have a +6. Like the chances of me rolling well are decent.
No, I know. Yeah, I feel it. I also have a +6. So.
I can reroll saving throws.
As we all fucking take alert next.
I'm thinking
next
about
feat.
it.
5, 6, 7.
I am really thinking about it.
I mean, honestly, it's something I've considered because when I do get to 17, I want to be spread out and have people in between my turns, in that first.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard now, so.
All right,
I honestly don't know what I'm going to take for my next ASI. My 17th level just ups my AC and makes me attack faster.
Oh, good. Grim's going last. Yay.
My initiative yet. So
Oh,
Of
give me a
course.
second.
L's right up there at the top.
you can take your 15.
I don't wanna.
Okay.
Eh.
We can, at the very least, use it for saving throws.
Jesus Christ. Yep,
Okay.
don't mind me. Just
Yeah, as we all take alert next next time we can take feats.
Just round it all out. Plus 11s to everything.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be the turn order next time. All right. So next week we're not playing because everybody's Thanksgiving. So our next game will be on, I believe, December 3rd is the next time everybody can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm definitely good for that day.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
I can make it. There's nothing happening. I'm going home on the 4th, so.
All right.
It's the day after my birthday. Woo!
Yay!
I hope your
Birthday.
birthday's better than mine. was.
No.
I'm getting a tattoo.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
I'm
that's cool.
excited.
Of what?